what it is. We go rich. Anyway, as you know, it's been a couple days now. Colin Powell, former Secretary of State under the George W. Bush administration, has decided to endorse his vote on Barack Obama as the next president of the United States. And been reading the news and listening and la-di-da-di, like the party and everything, and you know, he got very thorough with why he decided on to meet the press. Saw a little bit of that this morning, and I'm not surprised that Colin Powell, or Mr. Powell, General Powell, sir, picked Obama. Some people say, well, it was a black guy picking another black guy, you know, for office, because I mean, it's kind of a set trend. A lot of the, especially the Democrats, the black Democrat political politicians, changing from Clinton to Obama, someone else to Obama, and stuff. And Colin Powell said some very interesting things. He said one of the key things, I believe, that convinced him was his stance or his issue with international policy, or U.S. international policy, or U.S. policy towards international, however you want to slice it up. And the issue with Sarah Palin as the vice presidential choice of candidacy. So, to be honest with you, it's kind of like, well, yeah, a no-brainer. I guess that's the way, I guess you could say, look at it. But people's going to look at him kind of differently now. It's like, well, what now? Colin Powell, the most powerful, proclaimed most powerful black person at one time when he was the Secretary of State in the United States bureaucracy, I guess you could say, picks Obama, decides to go for Obama, a Democrat. You know, Colin Powell, a long, loyal Republican general in the U.S. Army, been Secretary of State. He's been in Clinton cabinet, I believe. Or no, sorry, he wasn't in Clinton cabinet, but he served under Clinton, I think, his last years in the military. I'm not exactly sure. But, like I said, I'm not surprised. I mean, I don't question a guy like General Colin Powell, you know. But I do have enough respect to him. Like, hey, General Powell, you know, endorses him. There's gotta be a real good reason why he's, you know, endorsing him. And I also had to think about the situation he went through with the Bush administration before he resigned and stuff. Maybe he had something to do with it. Maybe he's paying a little payback. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not really leaning on one particular situation on why or how or what led to his decision necessarily on deciding on Obama. But overall, like I said, that's a good thing. That's for him. Personally, me, I haven't really decided. I'm still, to be honest with you, haven't bumped on Obama yet. But at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, ever since really come to think about it, with the decision of the vice presidential candidate from when they decided the candidates, Joe Biden and Mrs. Sarah Palin, it's like the opposite. You know, Biden doing his thing. He's kind of like not in the limelight per se, but he's not being ridiculed as much as Sarah Palin. But at the same time, Sarah Palin is really putting on herself and like and it's really, I think, probably the biggest mistake the McCain campaign has probably ever done since the whole time. You know, it has been going up and up and up. They actually could, you know, you actually thought you might actually see an interesting election race despite Obama's popularity. And I'm not saying this endorsing McCain. I'm just looking at this as the most neutral way as possible. Now it's just from looking on that end, it's like, well, okay, Sarah Palin's not actually bringing a lot of credibility, and she's kind of really losing a lot of cool points by the minute. You know, anyway. But overall, like I said, I think when I look at this election, not just strictly this election, what's to come in the next few months, possibly few years, is will the voters, will his supporters, will they see results? Will results come? You know, we hear about change this and change that, change this and change that. That's fine and dandy. But like I said, elections are election, and you know, people try to get politicians are trying to get votes. They do whatever they can to get votes. They're gonna do what they can. And to be honest with you, I might sound a little boneheaded about it or whatever, but I think a lot of the blacks out there are just voting because he's black. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not entirely convinced that a lot of the black Obama supporters are really supporting him strictly for his policy or based on his policy. I think they're kind of just making sure that he gets elected because, well, you know, I do have to admire the Obama campaign trying to be as bipartisan as possible, trying to do as much as possible, being make his campaign multiracial, not leaning toward the race thing. And I think a lot of supporters outside that's not directly tied to the Obama campaign not really abide to that. There's like, well, he's black, we're going to elect him. And some people feel like that's not a problem of, you know, voting for a guy just because he's black. And like I said, I'm not going to say that that's going to be a problem, but at the same time, you know, if someone wants to vote him because he's black, I'm still going to question your decision because, well, I know it's your decision, but at the same time, are you really involved in the issues? Are you really want to involve in issues? You're just looking at it face value. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're just looking at it face value, actually you haven't really studied very much. You don't really know what's going on, or you don't really care what's going on around you, or what can affect you. But that's just me. But like I said, I've been reading, watching, listening a lot of the media, and you know, there's media out there that favors a certain type of ethnic community, i.e. black radio stations. Obviously, most black radio stations that I counter to being here in the States are pro-Democrat anyway, pro-Christian, pro-Democrat type thing. So you're going to hear the obvious flick. Then your usual so-called Republican, conservative, usually that type of group will obviously push for the obvious. He might not say everything directly, but if you listen to it long enough, you know their agenda and their ideas. Basically, excuse me for my yawning or whatever, it's late at night, I'm trying to keep it together anyway. But all I can say is basically just make sure you fill in your cars and fold and make sure your registration straight and all that good old stuff, and the investment win. And I don't know. I don't really know about this situation. It's just looking at Obama situation. I think that's what his focus on right now is, trying to get everybody together. And McCain, we'll be honest with you, he's in a no-win situation. I don't think he's but with the little Sarah Palin issue thing now. I don't think it's gonna help him any bit. Anyway, I'll let your boy let me know what's going on. And if you really want to talk issues, if you feel there's a policy or you feel there's something that I need to know, you need to show me why I should be convinced about Obama, please do drop a line, hit me a line, hit me know what's up, because I tell you right now, I still think he's weak on foreign policy, and domestically, I think he's too domestic as president. I think he needs to be more jack of all trades, because he's not really presenting that. You know, he's presenting certain things, but he's not presenting in a way that he should be. He's being aggressive, not aggressive enough. He's not being aggressive enough. That's my argument. Anyway, holla back.